It's 7 a.m., so the neighbors here in my hotel can't get mad at me like they normally do. But I did wake up same time. It's amazing. The 3:20 a.m., I just can't get away with it. Every time I do the math, I'm like, I have to get up at 3:20. It doesn't matter where I am or what's going on. But I woke up 3:20 this morning right here, Jacksonville, Florida. That's right. I'm at Amelia Beach, I believe it is. It's a place called Amelia Beach. It's beautiful. And woke up, grabbed my hashtag rise, or I'm sorry, my morning 5 planner. I'm going to get used to saying that sooner or later. Grabbed my morning 5 planner this morning, popped it open, and there was a quote by Martin Pig. And the quote says this: "Never allow the voices of mediocrity to silence the whispers of your own soul." What a powerful quote that is. So Martin, I want to thank you for starting our day off with something just like that. And I'm going to let y'all think on that for just a second. Never allow the voices of mediocrity to silence the whispers of your own soul. There is greatness in you. Let's grow. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? That's interesting. I'm having to do some weird things over here with the sound mixer, but I'll get it. Hey, today is what day of the week is it? Thursday. That's right. Today is Thursday, January 13th, 2022. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Thursday, January 13th, 2022. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most, of this absolutely incredible, incredible day. Today is also my daughter, Miss Willa Marie. Today is also her birthday. And it's interesting because I'm coming to you live from Amelia Island in Fernandino. I can barely say that word. Amelia Island in Fernandino, Florida, where I don't know what's going on down here, but it's cold, man. I mean, it's not cold, not really cold, but today is a high of 63 degrees, and it's not supposed to be 63 degrees in Florida. I'm just saying anything under 70 degrees to me is cold. You can see I even got a jacket on in here. Anything under 70 degrees is cold. And cold and Florida are not supposed to live together. I'm just saying. It's not how it's supposed to work. It's all good, though. Check it out. I flew in yesterday. My flights were absolutely perfect, which is normally the case when I travel. I pulled right up to the airport there in Lexington, got the parking space right up front, which I normally do. Hopped on the plane, flew to North Carolina. While I was in North Carolina, I ordered my rental car while on my layover. That's pretty much what I do. While I'm on the layover, I'm like, oh, I probably need a car when I get to the other side. And so I pop on, get my rental car, or reserve my rental car, which is great. Then I have my 800% club meeting from the airport. That all works great. Internet works fine. Everything's perfect, right? When I get to Jacksonville, I get to the rental car place. He takes me over. There's dozens, and I mean dozens of cars for me to choose from. He's like, man, we got tons of different sports cars. You can have a BMW. You can have this car. You can have that car. I'm like, cool. So I go over. I find one that looks sexy, right? It's flossy. It's got the gunmetal wheels. It's a good looking car. So I got a beautiful car. Then it was a 45-minute drive, which was traffic free. Nice little 45-minute drive to the most beautiful area of hotels and everything that I've ever seen. I've never seen a place this beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And then when I checked in to the hotel, it was unbelievable. They handed me this packet, and in the packet was a map of the facility, and then my name tag to be speaking at the event, and my check was in there, right? Real big check that they pay me to do these speaking things, and the itinerary was in there. I even got back to my hotel room, and there was a couple bottles of water sitting right here in the hotel room, which if you are a person who travels a lot, that's one of the hardest things, is staying up on your water intake, right? Because you don't want to just be drinking out of the faucets and wherever the heck you're at, right? And so it's always nice when there's a couple bottles of water. So the bottles of water were there. And at one point when I first walked in, a gentleman was like, "Glenn Lundy, you're Glenn Lundy from Breakfast with Champions." I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he was talking about how he's followed Grant Cardone because he's in real estate, so on and so forth. Grant Cardone introduced him to me, that whole thing, which I don't know about you, but it's just cool when you travel like 700 miles from your house and a random stranger walks up. It's like, "Yo, what's up?" Like it's a cool moment, right? And so I came up to my room, and my room is big and it's beautiful. As soon as I look out the window, I'll show you guys if the sun rises. As soon as you look out the window, the ocean is like 300 yards from my window. I'm going to go on a run out there here a little bit later. And so I set up my whole studio, right? Set up my laptop, set up the microphone, set up the Rodecaster, set up the iPad, all the different wires, all the different connections, everything, right? Set it all up, and I had all the pieces, Dora Maria. I had everything that I needed. I had my chargers. I had everything, right? My charger for my laptop. I didn't forget a single thing. Everything all here, the entire trip, the entire way, completely seamless, everything smooth, everything perfect. A little later today, I'll be speaking to thousands of people, which I'm super excited about. Everything is ideal, except one thing. Today is my daughter Willow's birthday. This is her when she was a baby. Willow's 8 years old today, and she is our child with the loudest brain. That's the best way to describe Miss Willow. And she has the most intense personality out of all of them. And even though she's only 8 years old, it's really as though Willow has been with us at least twice that long. Like, at least twice that long. I feel like she's been here the whole time. Like, the whole time my wife and I have been together, I feel like Willow's been a part of that. She is an incredibly smart girl with a near photographic memory. And she has an incredible sense of humor. In this picture right here, this is a picture of the iPad that she got for Christmas from my stepdad. He put a bunch of little medical iPads in their stockings. So she put it on her face right here. So she ain't really hurting this picture. This is her iPad that she got for Christmas. Now, Willow also has an incredibly tough time being in a 7-year-old shell. Like, she's got an incredibly old soul, super, super smart, very, very advanced, and it's very tough for her to be in a little person's body. And it causes a lot of conflict with her. It really does. She struggles a lot at night. She has a hard time going to sleep. She has a lot of fears. She'll often have, nightmares that'll keep her up. She fights often with her siblings, no doubt about it. And she desperately wants to be friends with everyone. And she really, she falls in love with all the boys, right? Like, it's not that she there's little likes and there's little crushes, but she falls in love because she just feels everything so adamantly, right? Like, so strong. I mean, she is a great kid, a very intense, in your face, high energy, absolutely brilliant and beautiful kid. And she's also the kid who told me a couple of days ago that I love work more than I do her. And she's also the kid who just simply doesn't understand why I couldn't just cancel this speaking event so that I could have tacos with the family tonight at 6 o'clock. She just didn't understand. Doesn't make sense to her. She's the kid, Willow is the kid who told me straight up when I told her I would be gone today on her birthday. She just told me straight up. She said, "Oh, so you love them more than you love me." And here's the thing, like, she didn't just say that to me. She means it, right? Like, she totally meant it. She believes that I love these people here more than I do her. Now, keep in mind, her birthday party is actually tomorrow. And I'll be back. I'll be there for the birthday party. I'm not missing the birthday party, right? But today just happens to be her actual birthday. But that doesn't matter to her. Today is her day, and today I chose, me, Glenn Lundy, I chose work over Willow. I chose an opportunity to make an impact in thousands of people's lives and a check. It's a nice check they pay me to do these things. And I won't get back till after midnight tonight, the way the flights work out, if I even catch my flight out of here. And I will have completely missed Willow's birthday today, literally by choice. And to her, that translates to I love work more than I love her. And that's really a tough thing, right? Like, that's really a tough thing. And my wife and I, we've tried to explain it to her. We've tried to explain in our adult way of explaining things, right? We tried to talk her into understanding. Like, well, honey, you got to keep in mind, in order for you to have the nice things that you have, daddy's got to go to work. We got to make some money. We got to do these things, right? We have those conversations. We try to get her to understand why it's so important, why they can't just pick up the entire Georgia real estate event that I'm at here. They can't just pick it up and put it on hold so we can have tacos on a Tuesday as a family, right? We tried explaining all of that to her in our very adult way, right? We could defend it to the end, but no matter what we say to her, she points back to the truth. And she just says, "Dad, you won't be here on my birthday by choice." And to be honest with you, she's right. And see, that's the thing, is the truth hurts sometimes. It really does. The truth can hurt sometimes. And you can sing and you can dance and you can say what you want and you can edit things and you can filter things and you can transcribe things and you can rewind things and you can delete things and you can try to shift the narratives. You can imagine different things. You can pretend things aren't real, especially in today's world with all the technology that we have. Like, we can say and do all of the things, but no matter what we say, no matter what we do, we can never escape the simple truth. The truth will always, always, always catch up to us. And here's the thing about the truth. The truth has the ability to erase any prior story that we're trying to tell. The truth itself is the coldest yet warmest, most eye-opening and earth-shattering force on earth. And the truth is also the one thing that has the ability to set you free. I know many of you that are watching right now on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, many of you that are listening on Clubhouse right now, I know that many of you feel stuck right now. I totally understand that. I know that you've tried again and again and again. You've read the books that you're supposed to read. You've rescheduled things to wake up early. You're in your planner every single day. You've explored all the different opportunities. You've done all the things, and yet for some reason you keep taking one step forward and two steps back. And it's frustrating. You feel trapped, especially in today's day and age. And if that's you, if that's how you feel, if you feel like you keep going one step forward, two steps back, you feel like you can't break through to that next level, it's just out of reach. Here's the key. The truth will set you free. There's a quote that says, it was by James Garfield, and the quote says, "The truth will set you free, but first it will make you miserable." Listen, if you're stuck right now, you keep banging your head, my guess is, and I'm just talking to you, my name is Glenn and I'm your friend. My guess is you're not being honest with yourself. That maybe you've made some promises, but you don't follow through. Like, let's just have a heart to heart. Let's just be real. Maybe you set some goals, but you're not really working as hard as you could towards them. I mean, the Netflix specials, the Instagram scrolls, those reels are hot. My wife was telling me, she's like, "Oh, I just started going into reels." I was like, "Oh, okay. We'll see you for a couple months." Those reels are hot, right? But let's just be honest. Maybe you set some goals, but you're not really working as hard as you know you should be towards them. Like, you say you want it, but you kind of want it, right? Like, you're not necessarily willing to do what it takes to truly fulfill your dreams, right? Like, maybe you're looking for a shortcut or an easy path. And I only say that because I know, because I've been there before, right? But here's the truth of the matter. There is no easy path. There is no easy path, because ultimately it's not the destination that matters. It's the journey. You see, sometimes you're going to have to stay up really, 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 really late and wake up really, really, really early. Sometimes you're going to have to do the things that are physically painful, that hurt, in order for you to reach those dreams that you truly desire. Sometimes, not every time, but sometimes you're going to have to miss your 8-year-old daughter's birthday in order to align your visions with your truth. In order to break free and really step into the greatness that exists inside you. I love my daughter, Willow Marie, and I am so grateful for this little 8-year-old girl. And I will be excited to wrap my arms around her tomorrow, and we will go to the roller skating rink, and we will skate, and we will dance, and we will celebrate. We will do all of the things. But for today, I've made a promise to my future self to do whatever it takes along the way to make the sacrifices that at times may feel like sacrifices, but really are investments in the future of our legacy. Today, I'll pour into thousands of people right here in Georgia. I will lift them out their seats. I will inspire them. I will motivate, educate. I will do all of the things. And then I will immediately jump on a plane, go back home, climb into bed with my daughter Willow, and make sure she knows just how much I love her. And this morning, I challenge you. I challenge you to take a real hard look in the mirror and tell yourself the truth. Are you willing to do whatever it takes to align your values with your mission to achieve your dreams? My hope is that you are. And with that, I'm over on time. So let's keep rocking and rolling here on #Rise and Grind.
This is Breakfast with Champions Millionaire Breakfast Club. And dude, I gotta tell you, I am blown away. That's right. #Rise and Grind is back. The #1 morning show in the world. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9 a.m. We're bringing it back, baby. Powerful guests. The only way to start your day. Rise, evolve, impact together. #Rise and Grind.
Yo. The transition's not as good. I'm just telling you. I'm working on it. What's up, crew? How are you?
Glenn Lundy.
Hello.
You are raising a truth teller. Can I tell you that? That's the one thing I thought through your whole intro. I hope y'all can hear me. I have a little bit of a delay. I've been fortunate enough to meet Willow twice now. She always greets me with the biggest hug. But that girl is not a BSer. And
No,
Glenn
she's
Lundy,
not.
for a little girl, like, that's what I heard in that story. You were like, we explained it to her, and she was still like, nah, Dad, this is what it is. And I just think, Glenn, like, generationally, when you think about how, children are seen and not heard, especially girls, smile, be sweet. Like, girls used to be raised that, like, if your mommy and daddy were like, it is what it is, be like, okay, I understand. And you and Leslie are raising a little truth teller, a little future CEO. I'm so proud of her for like living in her truth and not veering from her truth. And I think you should be proud of that she's like, nah, Dad, this is how I feel. I'm sticking to it. Like, I think that's amazing. I'm like, go Willow, live in your truth at 8 years old. That's incredible. So I just want to say to everyone out there with independent little girls, because I got them too. They're challenging. I know Marvin does too. Fast and doesn't do it. But like, it's amazing actually to see a little girl like stand up to a grown up and be like, no, this is how I feel. I think that's extraordinary. So I just want to say, go Willow. It's your birthday.
Well, thank you, Sarah. That's incredible. And yeah, she don't play, man. She don't play. That's for sure. And I think you're spot on. She's a little truth teller. That's it. That's the best way to describe it. Yes, sir.
And thank you for sharing that with us this morning, Glenn. This is Scott Simons. It's difficult. I think sometimes people see us being able to travel, go to different events, being in different groups in order to make an impact, in order to fill out our mission. And it's difficult. I mean, a lot of people reach out to me like, man, you must be nice. It must be lucky, to be able to travel and do things you do. Yeah, I'm very fortunate. I do travel. I'm in a bunch of amazing groups. But there's nothing like being home. So you're there providing for your family, but then there's also sacrifice. And I think everybody on here would agree, there's no place better than home surrounded by your family. And it is a sacrifice. There's times that we're traveling. I was like, man, I really don't want to go on this trip. I really don't want to do this. And people say, well, why do you do it? It's because I want to make an impact. So I feel you, and happy birthday to Willow. And I hope y'all get to celebrate big time. And I hope you get on your flight and get to your family. Good luck to you today, champion. Good luck. I know you're going to kill it today.
I appreciate that, man. I tried to get the private jet. I tried to hit up Ben Stock and them to get the jet so that I could leave this morning and be back in time. And that didn't work out, man. I tried everything, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, right? You just got to do what you got to do.
Absolutely. I think the youngest members of the family, Glenn, always have the oldest souls. I like to say, because my 2-year-old absolutely runs the home. Like, literally, she feels that she is the boss and she will not be told otherwise. But yeah, you have to love, you have to embrace those moments, and I'm sure it'll be a story that you'll tell her back when she's a lot older. You remind her how much of a force she was.
Yeah, no doubt. She's already made a lifetime of memories. She's 8 years old, so my wife and I talk about it all the time. We're like, we feel like she's been 7 for at least 7 years, like, because when she walks in the room, you know she's there. She makes it a point. But the message really behind, telling the truth, and sometimes the truth, it hurts, and we try to convince ourselves of so many things. And that's what I love about Willow, is she's just so pure. She just tells you straight up. There's she don't mess around. And I think if more of us would do that in our relationships and for ourselves, I think it could help move us forward. You know what I mean?
Kids have zero fear, and that's the beauty of it all. If that did not sound like Walker George Bishop, my 9-year-old son, absolutely and hands down, he will tell you what he needs to tell you and not think twice about it. It doesn't matter the hierarchy. And I think it's about the losses now equate to the later wins. And so you got to just stick in it. And she will recognize later, but it's the right now that matters the most. So as you FaceTime her throughout the course of this day, multiple times, she'll just marvel in the fact that her dad just loves her over and beyond. So for us in our every single day, just remember that these losses that happen along our path, this journey, this thing that we're on called life, the wins will come later. Just keep on pressing. You got this thing.
Keep on keeping on. That's right. You got this. You got this.
And Glenn, the one other thing I always say too, because I work a lot, as you tease me for, is I always say, I feel especially like as parents, we're role models. And I always say it's not just what I tell my girls, it's what I show my girls. And so I always say, like, when they want to go run a company, when they grow up, like, they'll see that mommy always did it. And I think that Willow, who's also a world changer, right? When she has to make those tough calls, she'll know that you did and you still loved her and it was fine in the end. And this will hearten her, in 35 years when she has to make a similar choice.
Yeah, I what's that? What'd you say, Lolita?
I said, keep the video. You'll show it back and you'll play it back. Happy birthday, Willow.
Exactly.
Happy birthday, Willow.
Happy birthday.
Candice, we gotta see if one of the musical guests can drop in with an impromptu happy birthday. I don't know if we can make that happen today, but we should try and make that happen. So there's like a little special happy birthday song. I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe that's possible. I'm just throwing it out.
You guys can't see Candice. She's back in the green room and she's going, yeah, that's exactly what we need. Just another let's go and add another layer to this production this morning. That's exactly what we need. No, if anybody could pull it off, it would be Candice, that's for sure. Yeah, it's important, and that's my hope. Like, it is a full-on investment. When I'm home, I'm invested in the kids, right? I'm invested in my wife. And when I'm out here on the road, I'm invested in doing the things that I've got to do. And it's really what you just said, Sarah, is I hope that that's the case, right? I hope that they pick up that, hey, we invest time and we invest energy in both. Not that, oh, dad loved work more than me, right? That's not the message I want them to have later. I want them to know that he invested in both. And that's why I do those one-on-one trips. That's why we do the special things. That's why we have taco night over at Grandma's house, because family does come first in front of all the things 100% of the time, always family first. However, we also have things that we need to do, right? That we got to get done. And so it's just a matter of working through them both. I love it. I love you guys. Hey, if you guys don't know, this is my friend Sara McCord. This is Marvin Reid. I think I'm pointing the right way. That's Lolita over there. That's Scott Simons over that way. They're going to be with us here all this morning. They're from all over the place, which is super cool. We're in London. We're in Virginia. We're in Maryland. We're in Florida. We're Lolita, you and Sarah both Maryland. Is that right, Maryland? Am I saying that right?
Yes, holding down the DMV, and Scott is right nearby in Virginia.
And he dressed up for you today, Glenn Lundy. Actually, did you dress up for Willow's birthday, Scott?
Yes. I mean, look at this. Marvin and I got a plan. We're not, we got to shine too now.
Yeah,
So
we're stepping our game up. This is it. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
you're
why
over
I
there,
wore
Sarah, in
velvet
the
today. So
velvet.
keep it
I
coming.
can see
Keep it
velvet.
coming.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's cool.
Well, you guys look great. You look amazing. And another guy who always looks amazing when he comes and join us is my friend Ramon Ray. And Ramon brings us the good news here on hashtag Rise and Grind every day. And so I'm going to toss it over to him and see what kind of good news he's got for us today. Ramon.
And good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Good News on Rise and Grind with Glenn Lundy. I'm Ramon Ray. Thank you so much, Glenn and team. Good to be here today. Our Good News Nuggets segment today is as follows. Stop assigning moral values to food. We'll see what that means. Why the tiny house is perfect now, and embracing your negative emotions. And I do want to say the previous segment was amazing, by the way, and we want to hear your comments. Have you gone through things like feeling like maybe being a bad, as it were, parent sometimes, but a great business owner? Or some days did you suck as a business owner, but you knew you're a great parent? It's hard to have that balance sometimes, and explaining it to those we love, as Glenn Lundy shared today, and as our host talked about. So we want to see your comments, because Alexander's coming up soon, and we want to highlight you, so get those comments hopping. Listen, our goal with Good News is to do at least one of three things. We want to make you just a bit smarter, make you laugh, or you know what? We might just warm your heart. If we do all three, that's a bonus. You can learn more about me at RamonRay.com or DM me on IG at RamonRay Smart Hustle. With that, let's dive into today's good news. There was an interesting article out that said we should stop assigning moral values to food. When you hear the word pizza, what do you think? Some of you are going, ooh. Some of you are going, yay. Cheese. When you hear the word fried chicken.
Pepperoni. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, Glenn. Yes. A smile comes on the face. And if I say Wendy's, if I say this food, that food, broccoli, chicken, whatever. But the point they're saying is stop assigning moral values to food. And what are they saying to do? Enjoy the food that you're eating. Does this mean we should not be healthy? Of course not. But it means we should stop damning, as it were, as the biblical word, damning the food we eat, and enjoy it more. Number two, they're saying instead of assigning a moral value to food, after you eat the food, like the crumpets, which we do have a contestant, by the way, Marvin, I'll talk about that later on, future shows, is move around. Number three, ask for some help. And number four, try out habit stacking. And what this means, this originated in 2014 by S.J. Scott, a book by the same name. Pick one small new habit you want to work on. Hey, here's another thing, good news nugget. I don't know, I'm curious, how many of you have been inside, have used, rented, or owned the tiny houses? These things are coming back in stock. I think Glenn Lundy's house has 57 rooms. Marvin's house, I think he said at last count, had 22 rooms. Scott Simon's, I think he said 98 rooms. Sara McCord has, I think, 37 rooms. And Lolita said she couldn't count how many rooms in her house. But guess what? Tiny houses are back in style. Studies show people are more interested in living that small lifestyle. Why might a tiny house be good for you? They require less material to build. They're energy considerate. They can be easily fitted with solar panels or wind power so the owner can live off the grid, and they're designed for mobility. So if you don't like Virginia, you can just get in a rowboat and pull that sucker to England if you want. Well, that may not be so practical, but you get the point I'm trying to make. And number three, why you should embrace being grumpy. Sometimes we think, and again, we're on Rise and Grind, so we do want to start the day positive. But sometimes when we're feeling bad, we tell ourselves that maybe we shouldn't feel that way. Studies show, the report that I'm reading from say that this is called mood shaming, and it may be keeping you from experiencing emotions that are healthy. And here's the quote. I'm going to read this. By feeling negative emotions, we're given a sense of control over our mental states, which help us bounce back quicker. So this is our good news segment on Rise and Grind with Glenn Lundy and host. If you're liking what we're sharing, we want to see you light up those comments because you're part of today's experience. And with that, I'm going to toss it back to our amazing panel for good news.
Ramon, I'm super passionate about what you shared about not assigning moral values to food, actually, and emotions, because it's proven that if you think that ice cream is bad or whatever the case may be, it will make you less healthy. Because if you're having a bad day, you say, oh, forget it. I might as well just eat all of this. I'm worthless. I'm whatever. It's also why we judge people who have different body sizes too frequently in society, because we assign moral values to food. So, when people are able to kind of, as you said, make healthy choices without the morality behind it, it actually not only helps us be healthier, but it helps us treat others with more respect. So I love that you mentioned that this morning.
Thank you, Sarah. Absolutely. When I look at Marvin, I think of James Bond, and I'm like, why can't I be like him? But I just can't. I have to be like Ramon. So, Sarah, I echo that.
And one thing I'll say, Ramon, you were talking about the tiny houses thing. Did I read that like Elon Musk lives in a tiny house?
Yes, you read correctly, and I think he could be popularizing it. He happens to popularize a lot of stuff. What do you think, Glenn? Is that something that you may see at some point, you and your boo in a tiny house for short term or long term? Maybe.
You done lost your mind, son. You done lost your mind, and so has that trillionaire Elon Musk, brother. Like, you just like people being all over the top of each other? Like, are you kidding me? My kids, we have a big old house, and the kids still stay within like 300 feet or 3 feet of each other,
Yes.
banging each other, elbowing each other, punching each other. No, give me some space, brother. Give me some space. I'm out. That is wild.
That's ironic, Glenn. Well, I don't have as many children as you, but it's ironic. We have these houses for our kids. They have their own rooms. They still want to come and crawl with mommy and daddy. So, Glenn, I echo and hear what you're saying. Tiny houses, they may not work for the Lundy family. Maybe.
I think I'm gonna pass, Ramon, on this particular trend. I think I'm gonna pass. I think I'm gonna stay right where I'm at. Ramon, thanks for always bringing the good news. We appreciate you so much. You're such an incredible superhuman man. Thanks for being here with us this morning. Hey, next here on hashtag Rise and Grind, I am super excited to be bringing to you Mrs. Anisa Fowler. She is an incredible musician. She has a couple new songs out, including this song right here, You Reign. And I'm super excited to introduce you to her and get to know her a little bit better here on hashtag Rise and Grind. So I know we didn't do any dancing earlier, but you're going to have an opportunity to do some now. So we're going to bring her in. Miss Anisa Fowler. Get on in here.
Come on, let's worship our God who reigns over the nations. God sits on his throne. Lord, you are the creator of heaven and earth. You are God alone. Say you reign. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord, you reign. In our hearts you reign, Lord. That's the reason why we sing. Say, oh, oh, you reign. Say, oh, yes, Lord, you reign. Now we're going to declare that God is an awesome God. Yes. Through the greatness of your power, we declare, not just today, but forever and ever. How awesome. Yes, through the greatness of your power. Come on, we declare his majesty, not just today, but forever and ever. From the rising of the sun to the setting of the same, Lord, your name is to be praised. You reign. Come on, put your hands together where you are. We are praising God this morning. We are lifting him up. We are thanking him for keeping us, for bringing us through, for holding on to us. And we declare that God, you reign. Say this. You reign on high, strong and powerful. You are. Yes, you reign on high, strong and powerful. Strong and powerful. Come on. I'm going to lift you higher. Yes. I'm going to lift you higher. I'm going to lift you higher. I'm going to lift you higher. Come on, declare
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I love that right there at the end. You're like, he reigns. How are you, Anisa? Welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind.
Good. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, he reigns. I have to shout that out in the last second.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. And you're from Trinidad, from what I understand, right? And you came here when you were about 6 years old and been singing ever since?
Yes, 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 yes. I been here for a good little while now, over 30 years, and just really excited about music, excited about God, excited about singing about God, and I'm just excited to be here with y'all this morning.
Well, we're excited to have you. I know the crew was back here dancing. They wanted to talk to you this morning as well.
Amazing, such a passionate song. I like to sort of jump on people's Instagrams when I know that they're singers and artists. And I was looking at some of your videos, and you have some passion. Honestly, almost wanted you to be standing up in the video that we saw because it's incredible. Look, I would really love to know, like, because some of the videos I saw, I can see that you are really feeling the words. How do you control the emotion when you're delivering the vocals? Because it must take a lot of control.
You know, in turn, I really feel like it's not about control. If we focus on control, then you don't have that authentic moment. So I really just let it be. And I don't worry too much about the notes in that moment. If I'm recording something and I'm in the studio, then I'm focused on notes because I want to make sure what goes out there and is permanently out there, that it's as excellent as can be. But in that moment of worship, in that moment of declaring how good God is, I don't care what I sound like. I just want to give him my best.
I absolutely love that emotion. I'm going to kick it over to Sarah.
I mean, your voice is so powerful and so beautiful. Lolita, did you have anything to ask, sister?
I did. Right before we go to the next segment, Anisa, thank you so much. The question that I have for you is, we've been talking about losses. And as you experience losses in life right here in the short term, talk to us a little bit about how you tap back into your music in order to help you grow and go.
You know, I think it's really important for me, it's really important to understand the sovereignty of God. And that means that I don't always feel good. And that means that the decisions, the things that happen around me don't always feel good. But somehow God has got a way of working it together for my good. So in the loss, in the sadness, in losing someone, or losing position, money, whatever it is, I have to then say, God, what are you teaching me in this moment? How can I grow in this moment? How can I develop in this moment and not lose myself because I lost something or someone? You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
Super, super strong. Thank you for being here with us today. Will you do me a favor? Will you come back a little bit later, do another song for us here on hashtag Rise and Grind? You think you could do that?
Absolutely. I'd love to.
That's what's up. Raise the roof. Let's go. I love it. Thank you so much for being here with us today on hashtag Rise and Grind. We'll see you in just a little bit. My friends, that was Anisa Fowler, and she is an incredible human. You can go download her single right now. You can download You Reign. You can go get that. She's also got another new one coming out. We're going to show you that one here in just a little bit. All right. But here in a second, I'm going to introduce you or bring back my man, Alexander Gonzalez. He's going to be joining us here today just after this quick break.
This is Breakfast with Champions Millionaire Breakfast Club, your opportunity to get a seat at the table. And we got to tell you, we're super excited about the new Morning 5 Planner. If you've been looking for community, you've been looking to connect with like-minded and like-hearted people that like to rise and write their gratitudes and their goals, people that are interested in evolving into the best versions of themselves that they can possibly be, then the Morning 5 Planner is for you. That's right. You can go to themorning5planner.com and get you one today.
Ladies and gentlemen, the guy I'm about to bring in, he's been out hanging in the streets. He's been hanging out in the social